Yo, welcome back to the Red or Blue Pill channel, people. Thank you for returning subscribers and members. What we do here, if you are new, is we react to the most disturbing and creepy videos from the internet, and we go through the latest. If you like what you see, don't forget to sub up, turn on the notifications, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. With that being said, let's roll.
Video is for entertainment purposes only.
Wouldn't it be crazy if China has been buying up farmland all throughout America, specifically beside military bases? I guess it would also be crazy if this 4chan post from November of last year actually lays out exactly what Trump's doing with the stock market right now. That's weird. Anyways, here's the map. So you can see they own like half of Utah. So these are Chinese-owned farmland across America. But I want to point out some things to you. You can see here they own a lot of Hawaii land. And, you can see here they own a lot of North Carolina land as well. Southern Texas, Florida. And look at California. Now, is that not the exact line? Is that not the Palisades Fire? Are we using the weather modification weapons to target Chinese farmland? Or are they using it and now they're targeting all the military bases in the USA? Let me know.
Yeah, farmland, that's weird. But between China and Bill Gates then, I think they pretty much own most of it, right?
I am seeing that Jim Carrey's sitting up front tonight in the movie section, even though he's nominated for a TV show.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. I'm so sorry, Jim, but we're going to have to ask you to vacate the movie section and go sit with the TV folk. You're kidding, right?
No.
Yeah, it's awkward because you're a hero, but we do have to ask you to move.
I just finished a film called Sonic the Hedgehog. Comes out in November.
Oh. Well, come back next year. I'm sure it'll be nominated.
All right, I'm going. Should I take my dinner too? I wouldn't want to leave any of my DNA in the film section.
Yeah. Jim, please don't make this any harder than it already is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't hear you. I see your lips moving, but there's a delay. Takes a long time for the sound to get this far.
Yeah. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, as of right now, I am convinced we live in one massive box set that just goes on forever.
Guys, I really can't make this shit up right now. Everybody inside this bus is getting scanned up, guys. Everybody inside the bus is getting scanned up. And they have no idea what's going on. None. Look, they start scanning you up once you turn off. Once they close the door, they start scanning you up, guys. Once you close the door and you start going, they start scanning you up. They have no idea, guys. Everybody inside that bus is getting scanned up.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It did look like a disco bus. So it did look blue. Did you see it? But why would they be scanning people on buses?
Because sometimes love alone if you feel like a room without a roof.
What the fuck? What did I just witness? The moon gets dragged in like it's on a leash, then out of nowhere, bam! It takes a left hook to the face and literally shrinks. Like lights out, shut it down. And we're still supposed to believe that thing's real?
Yeah, I was umming and erring. I didn't know whether to put that one in there, but I thought I'd put it in there for you people to have a look and make a judgment. I think it's probably fake, but you just don't know anymore because like technology is that great. But if that was real, then there's some weird stuff going on in there.
The fake god of the Matrix created our simulated reality to ensnare consciousness in its perceptual layer of fear and slavery. Planet Earth is a fear farm designed to produce the maximum amount of low vibrational energy that powers the Matrix system. The great architect of the Matrix is disconnected from source consciousness and sought to create its own kingdom. And so it needed an energy source to power its reality. And the low vibrational energy generated by human civilization is that energy source. Without us, the Matrix does not exist. The collective consciousness of humanity has to be deceived into building its own prison. This distorted state of consciousness, the fake god of the Matrix, uses fear to control its subjects. It is so far removed from the love and wisdom of source consciousness and so obsessed with its quest for power that it can only resonate to the low vibrational states of fear and chaos. And so it has to manipulate humanity into generating that same low vibrational energy, because you can only absorb energy that is compatible with your own frequency state. Now we can begin to understand why the world is comprised of endless war, conflict, poverty, famine, deprivation, starvation, misery, and suffering. This malevolent force is feeding off that energy. Just think about how much low vibrational energy a war generates, not only from the direct loss of life, but from the grief experienced by fathers, mothers, sisters, and brothers. This is the true purpose behind endless war. It literally creates a buffet for this energy vampire. Do you really think it's a coincidence that billions of people are just trying to survive another day? Or just maybe it's done on purpose to create the energetic sustenance that this malign force needs to survive? Every time we think and feel emotion, we're generating frequencies. So when we feel fear, hate, depression, and anxiety, this force of evil is absorbing those frequencies. It is vampiring our life force, our energy. Love is the only way to vanquish this predator. And this is precisely why love is marginalized throughout society and looked upon as weak. Now, when I say love, I don't mean physical attraction or desire. I speak of unconditional love that is non-judgmental, which results from the realization that we are all expressions of each other. If I hate you, I hate myself. High vibrational energy, love, peace, and unity will set us free. Remember, this malign force cannot absorb high vibrational energy. And so the more love that we can generate, the more we starve this energy vampire. Folks, I highly recommend reading David Icke's books. So until next time, anytime you have a question, love is the answer. Love, love, love.
Well, anyone would think that we live in a simulation, right? Blimey. That reminds me of a really good box set you should go and watch, which is called The OA. It is really good, and it's similar to that sort of stuff, but they cancelled the show, which is really annoying because it's a really good show, but I think maybe it's too, they're too close. It's one of them because it's way too good to get cancelled.
The end is like me, like, hey, happy to be here, guys. And some other supporting guys, and then Tom Cruise walks in. And even those guys are like, whoa, and he's super stoked to be there. It's like, yeah, woo. I was watching that, and he was kind of like, just totally into like the peripheral and like weird things. So he was like, Seth Rogen was like, it was amazing. He was like, making Frank in his backyard. It's phenomenal. Working on collateral damage. Boxers, like smoking a cigar, like playing chess.
Yeah, that one could be AI. Probably is AI, but it gets you thinking because how long has AI been around? And if you had someone with AI versus, a human race that didn't know anything about AI, that person with AI, you would think was extremely intelligent if it was tapping into that information. Like how quickly you can get resources and information from artificial intelligence, like ChatGPT, for instance, the one I call Baz. And then if you go back, let's say 20 years ago, and you're someone with that information that you can access, you would be looking like a very smart person, wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
They are talking about another pandemic, y'all. But this pandemic is different from the last one. They are saying we will have a cyber pandemic. A cyber pandemic, y'all. I never even heard no shit like that before. Have y'all? So according to the World Economic Forum, a cyber pandemic is inevitable. Like they're saying, they don't know when exactly it's going to happen, but it's going to happen soon. Like probably this year, next year, couple years, they don't know, but it's going to happen. And according to the World Economic Forum, a cyber pandemic will bring the whole power grid down. I'm talking about worldwide. Y'all may not like her, but listen to Candace Owens.
What would you do if they brought the power grid down? And by they, I mean if the government purposefully brought the power grid down. And I'm not asking that question for fun. I'm asking that question because the World Economic Forum is predicting that a cyber pandemic, you can look this up, they've been running exercises about it this year.
Look it up.
Is inevitable. You're probably saying, what is a cyber pandemic? It doesn't make any sense. Like, what are we even talking about?
I said the same
First
shit.
of all, the reason I'm even paying attention to the World Economic Forum and their exercises is because they notoriously, in 2019, ran an exercise for a coronavirus pandemic that oddly all became true.
If you don't want to take my word or her word for it, that's cool. Go do your own research. Look it up. Because as she said, it's right there in your face.
That's because they write the script, people, of The Earth Show, and they are the central casting.
The Class 7s, we believe, are aggressive. They appear to want to encroach on us and get over us. The Class 5 we saw yesterday seemed to put itself between us and the Class 7, and the Class 7 then egressed to the north and the east. The Class 5 we call the Manta Ray. It looks to be like is written, a manta ray. It has round everywhere. I don't think there's anything straight or nearly straight. We actually went frame by frame on this because it was tumbling slowly and derived a 3D model of what we think it looks like. Here you can see it tumbling and spinning on multiple axes as it comes through the frame.
And you said this is going perpendicular to the wind and faster than the wind.
Yes, it was on radar. It was on imagery, multiple bands. And the interesting thing is the radar shows this vibrating as well, the same heartbeat signal, which is really a boost in our analysis because only UAPs appear to have the vertical and horizontal heartbeat. Manned aircraft, balloons, birds, drones, they don't. They have a flatline trajectory and also a flatline radar signature.
Well, I did not realise we have makes and models of alien spaceships now. I mean, is it that? Are we there?
Secret CIA files claim that there are at least three alien bases here on the Earth. I'm talking extraterrestrial aliens, beings from other planets or other dimensions. In the leaked CIA report, it speculates that these bases are at least in Africa, South America, and Alaska. There's been a lot of stories of weird shenanigans going on in Alaska in the past decades. But I always thought if aliens did have a base here on the Earth, the best place to be, the oceans. Yeah, in the oceans. Because then none of you people could just show up and start trying to steal their stuff. And on Google Earth, there's a weird thing off the coast of California that looks like it's intelligently made. And it's under the water. Look at that. That doesn't look like an old natural structure to me. Now, before you go searching Google Earth for it, that image has been scrubbed. It's not on there anymore. So why would that be taken off of Google Earth if there isn't something to it? I don't know, but it does make me question some things. Okay, Pooshkis, let me know your opinion. Do you think aliens could possibly have bases here on the Earth? Or do you think it's just a bunch of kids walking around, wearing cheese heads, talking to their phone while they're in their bathroom? Wait, that sounds like me. Shabadoo, Pooshkis. Shabadoo.
Pretty sure we're the aliens, you know. I want to go under the sea. I want to go down under the sea.
And at this phase of my life, I'm in therapy right now because I'm transitioning.
Welcome, family. Today, we have something special. Remember all that commotion when I was trying to explain to people that the airplanes leaving the trails are holographic? People had a hard time wrapping their heads around it. Some even laughed. Well, today, I bring you more evidence and proof of my claims. In this footage, the airplane has not manifested correctly. The mechanism that creates the airplane has become visible, and vectors and gears can be seen as they render the simulation in real time. As you can see, this type of holographic technology is not usual and does not display any of the attributes of holographics as we know it. I have said previously that this technology is supremely advanced and is not human technology. This is fourth density technology and has the ability to create any form in a four-dimensional manner. It's not humans doing the spraying.
Well, I've not heard this one before. So the planes are holographic. Then if that is the case, then we are 100% a fear farm, because that's all they're trying to do. It's just, and it's worked because I'm doing videos about it and I'm spreading it, and everyone's probably getting agitated about it, and that's probably what they're feeding off. So I'm not actually helping if that is the case. That's not good. Oh, and they tricked me. They tricked me good.
This is so disturbing. Like a religious thing, says fans about Lady Gaga concerts. Religious, I wonder what they're worshipping. And we're gonna get into hands and nails just like this that we've been seeing quite a while, and demonic traditions of these nails. And just wait till we go into the really creepy stuff. Before we go any further, I rebuke all this witchcraft in Jesus' name. 2.5 million people are watching this and literally picking up demons. This is no joke. There are even many self-proclaiming Christians in this crowd that think it's fine. But we really gotta ask ourselves, what kind of trend is this with these really long fingernails? And you think these two things on our head are just an accident? No. It's extremely purposeful because they are portraying themselves as demons. Even in that one video, I caught her eyes glitching, which obviously means demonic possession. And this video behind me is completely irrelevant, not related at all, just entertainment while I tell you about how we've been seeing so much demonic possession lately.
Hold on a minute. Sir, could somebody help me?
I wonder what that was about, right? But what I want to talk about is the nails, because we keep seeing this over and over again with this and everyone else, especially in satanic circles. And by the way, look down here, all the demonic energy flowing from these people dressed as demons, possessed by demons. In ancient traditions, they would try to mimic what their gods look like. And I'm sure you can tell that's not a good thing. Am I saying that if you have long nails, you're evil? No, but I'm letting you know how it got started. It doesn't take rocket science to show you how these people right here are on the opposite side that you are. So why would we go and try to mimic them when they're obviously doing religious celebrations to the devil? And if you watch me, you know I don't post imagery like this to try to gather views like other Christian trenders. Generally, I'll never post anything blasphemy, but the amount of people in that crowd, and the fact that they know it's a religious service, and why we've been seeing hands like this and nails like this, it's a good teaching lesson. Anyways, guide your ears, guide your eyes. You have no idea how easy it is to pick up a demon.
Wow. If we've got holographic planes, then maybe we've got holographic crowds making it look like there's 2.5 million. Because how is 2.5 million people turning up to that? I don't get it. I don't get it, y'all.
So y'all really thought that blue Texas water was really a conspiracy? Nah, it's really happening. I seen somebody say that in the comments that people are planting this stuff. Y'all hear the sirens? I saw somebody say in the comments that people are planting this stuff. Like somebody would really go out there planting Smurf juice just for fun. Now look at this over here, a whole puddle of it, y'all. This guy said the next day after it rained. Remember, y'all, the skies of Texas was looking like this, right? And the next day, the Blue Lake.
How much would it take for you to drink that water? How much money?
So this man finds the puddle of blue water the day after it rained, the skies of Texas looking crazy, and manifested 9 tornadoes. But it gets even more crazier. Apparently there was this fisherman who drank this water, the blue water, because he liked drinking the water,
and he started hallucinating, y'all. Listen to this story.
Raining blue in Texas. Now, some people think it's just a random phenomenon and that it'll pass, but some people have reported some pretty strange things with it. One in particular was a fisherman. He was out on his boat. The rain came down. He gathered some of the rain because he liked to drink some of the rainwater. He drank some of it, and he said he hallucinated for like 9 hours. He said he saw creatures jumping out of the water onto his boat trying to attack him, and he had to go in and down on the bed down there and hide for hours, trying to close his eyes and just trying not to see all the hallucinations. Some did report getting super itchy skin from it, but not really like a rash or anything, so...
I don't know what that rainwater is all about, but I have a feeling this is coming from other worlds, y'all. It has to be. Something is merging into our world. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, you remember Stranger Things, right? Stranger Things? Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get it, y'all. Peace in.
Man, I need to get me some blue rain, I think.
We now know exactly what happens after you die, and let's just say it's not what you think. This is seriously some of the craziest shit I've ever heard in my entire life, so please buckle in. Before I get into it, let me preface, some of the stuff in this is documented, there is proof of it. Some of the other bits I'm not 100% sure of, so I'll explain as we go along. So first of all, you probably saw all the studies that came out a while ago. We do know what happens to our brain when we pass away. Research came out in the States when they monitored people before death and after. It showed when going into a cardiac arrest, our brain goes into like this dream-like state, which could be a number of things, processing your life, rewatching your memories, etc. But now this coming out, yeah. So there's been a lot of these videos coming out over the last day from people who have found all of this research. People finding it on Yandex, which is like the Russian equivalent to Google. Now, what is crazy but 100% true and documented is that they, along with other people in the world, have been researching what happens to our brain when this happens. But what's interesting is this country's unique take on how they've been doing that, reportedly. Essentially having volunteers' brains monitored while they're alive and when they're gone, by putting something in there which they can then track the brainwaves with. Now, you probably remember this place. It sounds confusing, but it will make sense in a minute. A while ago, the news broke of this crazy discovery that the James Webb Telescope found, Jade's GSZ-14. Millions and millions of light years away, you ain't going there anytime soon, but could potentially be habitable, who knows. Now, what apparently came out in these Russian documents yesterday said that man who passed away, they monitored his brain activity, and it showed after death the activity spiked, like we know before, living dreams or whatever it could be. It also reportedly showed he was here, in this other galaxy. I do not have a clue how the logistics of this work or how the hell they found this out. It does not sound very feasible to me, but there's been lots of people making videos on this online. Candidly, I couldn't find the research anywhere because it's all in Russian, but the amount of people that have been making videos on it saying that this document did genuinely come out and this happened this week, it's quite interesting. But the one thing we do know for certain is that this research has been going on for years. We do know that brain activity spikes after you go, whether you're processing memories, rewatching parts of your life, or creating alternate realities that you could even be in right now.
I'm losing the plot, peeps. I'm having a weird shifted timeline reality glitch or something, because that video we just watched, I already did this and reacted to it, but in its place was the fake God of the Matrix, that one. Somehow that's got there. I don't know how or why. I'm just going to leave it there because it clearly wants me to play that one. So I'm going to leave that one there. And the one I reacted to earlier was about this one. So I'm not going to react to this one. I don't know what's going on. That is weird, though. I've never had that happen before. That is strange. The only question I have is, have we always lived in a holographic world, or at some point did we live in a real world, but just blow it up and made it into a fake world? I'm sure I remember the world being real at some point in my life.
What do you have to say to that? I have to say, first of all, to everybody, for attention, I don't need the attention. I'm Toya. I'm known. I don't want to sound pompous, but I'm known all over the world. Yeah. I don't need the money. I have several different companies. I'm well off, very, very well off. What you have to look at and think about, look at it this way. These are the guys that knew Michael was worth more dead than alive. And what are they doing? All of his things that you see are being sewed and thrown into just so many different mixes. And the movie came out right away.
As a matter of fact, by the time Michael passed, right away, everything was being collected. Again, I was told all the footage from the movie was collected.
She overthought what she was saying when she said when he passed, as if like she was watching that she didn't say the wrong thing. You know what I mean? That makes me wonder.